I know. What? Uh,
It's fake.
really,
Yeah.
bro?
For you to catch up.
Okay, we're live. Yeah, cool, man. I'm over here freaking out, thinking we have technical difficulties. Jeez, yeah.
That's hilarious.
The typical pre-show vape happened right on time. What's up, everybody? It's the off season. We're live at the Michael D. Hello Memorial Golf Tournament down here in Hutto, Texas Star Ranch. This beautiful, drizzly, dude. We got an hour and a half before tea time. We'll be just fine.
Yeah, it'll clear out.
Just get a little dew on the grass before
Let's make it nice and
before we go out and play. But we are out here. We are raising funds for pancreatic cancer research. So everyone that's out here that is playing, we greatly appreciate it. This is a tournament that I talked about it with you guys. I actually used to live at those apartments right down there, and I came down here one day wanting to play golf, and they had a tournament. I was like, dang it. So I went up to the registration table, and I was like, hey, you guys got a single available? They said, absolutely. And played that tournament, and from then on, they welcomed me in with open arms, and it's been a huge part. This is my 11th year playing in this golf tournament now, and love it every single year. It is a blast to play, raising money. So we're happy to be out here to help support that cause. If you want to help support that cause, there is a Venmo. Let me get that going here. So the Venmo is Michael D. Hello Foundation. Down below, you can see it scrolling across the ticker. If you want to make a donation, you can go there, go to Venmo, make a donation. It'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, so we're out here. I'm to the nines.
Yeah, you
Say,
are.
man.
In my last stand hat
Impressive.
gear. The polo I was curious on what their polos would be like. Yeah, probably one of the better polos I've put on.
Yeah.
awesome.
My only complaint is there's not more designs yet, so I am loving the gear. Holy smokes.
Dude, knowing their stuff, it's coming.
Yeah.
I feel like hat-wise, it's just ridiculous, the amount of options you have.
Hat wise, I will be getting the OHNO hat before the Ohio State game. They are on sale. They also have Texas Tech, which that would have done a lot better if we did that before last night. Boy, they got ransacked.
Dude, I can't believe they blew that.
Yeah, that was a little wild. I think the exact same thing happened to them that they did to Arkansas. So yeah, but yeah, they have Tarleton State, which I know we've got a couple Tarleton State people actually here. They were asking about it. But yeah, go to laststandhats.com. Use the promo code the guys for 20% off the entire site. If you are just joining us, welcome. We would love it if you would hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on. We are live on YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and now Twitch. Currently, it's T Jalafij for the Twitch, and we'll be changing
Super easy
that
to
name
remember that.
to the guys of Texas. But yeah, we are. This is our spring practice. The football team is out doing their thing now with spring practice, so this is our practice to kind of figure out how we want to improve the podcast and move forward. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. You can join us in the chat. If you are in the chat, I see there are a few people watching. So please make sure to comment in here if you have any questions or anything. We're going to kind of talk about a smorgasbord of things today. Let's see, what do I have first on the rundown? Football season. I needed to be here already. I was January, February, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to rest. And now it's like, oh, I need to go. Like,
Yeah, I'm ready.
Of course, spring practice starts, and now I'm chomping at the bit, starting to see video of the practices going on and kind of seeing who's coming in for recruiting wise. And it's an exciting time, kind of just revamping it. Are you checking the audio to make sure it's all good?
I just want to pull up the
here.
chat where I can see it also.
Oh, perfect. You can also I don't know if you can hear, see if the audio is good.
I didn't want to back.
If you're watching, I need to know if the audio is good. That'd be sweet. If you could let us know on there also. Again, this is spring practice, so nobody's perfect. But yeah, I'm ready for football. I don't know about you boys.
I always feel like spring ball is such a tease,
I know.
Yeah.
but I want it. I'd rather have this than nothing. But yeah, I get so amped for it, and then we have the whole summer to go. So
Yeah, and then there's no spring game this year. There were some people that were up in arms. I actually like it, and listen to Sark talk about it. Like,
I get it.
you're playing what 20 games, or what did we play? 30, 33, 34 games in the last 2 years.
yeah, that's right at
That's right.
34.
Like that's a lot,
That's a lot
of
of wear
football,
and tear, dude.
So, yeah. What have you guys been doing this off season?
Outside, I mean, since
I mean,
football's
yeah,
involved, I
yeah.
have no idea what I've been doing with my life.
Trying to fill the void with every other sport,
I
but
know.
it's not working too well, to be honest with you. I mean, the baseball team's been fun to watch for sure. I'm
If you
excited.
can.
Yeah, if you can. It's hard to catch games on there, but I'm excited for the baseball team. That's kind of been what I've been locking in on lately and trying to get to some games now because, dude, the Texas baseball team is one of those that's like, this year's super fun, but I feel like I blink and it's already postseason baseball time.
Yep.
I mean, they're already 20-something games into the season. I'm like, I told myself I was going to go to multiple games
Yep.
this year, and it's already halfway through the year.
Yeah, I saw a tweet this morning that said that we're halfway through the SEC season already. It's like,
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Wild.
Swept Missouri.
We really failed on going to
yesterday.
that LSU game.
I tried, and then someone didn't look at tickets. So, like $85
Dude,
for
I
a
can't.
ticket is absurd for
Yeah,
baseball,
I can't.
dude. Like, we're gonna go hang out next time I'm in Georgia. If we can't find tickets in Georgia, we'll just go hang out with the Occupy Left Field boys. Also,
Yeah.
on brand for the Last Stand hats. I saw they just came out with a collab
Never saw
for their
that.
stuff, and then all their proceeds go to the NIL fund, which Texas One Fund, by the way. Did y'all see those boxes that came out in like November? They were like, "Oh, buy the NIL box."
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's supposed to come out in March.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you talking about it, but
Yeah,
I hadn't seen it.
hadn't. Now it's moved to May. They won't be selling them for next season, and they're pushing it back. I guess they had some license issues of getting all that together. So we'll see. I guess it's getting in May. I'll do a box opening, but yeah, they're
Dang,
trying to come up with all these ideas, but it's still trying to. I mean, honestly, you better get it out now because I'm pretty sure NIL is going to change at some point. Like we're going to have to figure out the transfer portal versus NIL. Both of those things are absurd right now.
Yeah. I heard that. I mean, what's happening with I don't know all the details about it. Like the House ruling that's coming down about NIL right now. Do you know anything about that?
I haven't seen anything. To be honest, work for the last 2 weeks has been miserable, and I've done nothing but consume construction for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to keep up.
There's supposedly changes coming right now that's going to modify the NIL fund, like basically just putting it in the school's hands where they have a specific fund, from what I understood, and all the outside third-party stuff, nonprofits, are going to have like a lot harder time grouping together and funneling money to the programs. So interesting changes coming.
Oregon the first thing that pops up. Oregon lawmakers consider bill that could prevent enforcement of NIL limits in college sports. There we go. Now we're really colluding in college sports. I don't even want to even talk about that right now. That just made me angry just reading that one headline. So, no, we're not getting into that right now. I went into my hot take. I had a hot take last year, and none of y'all remembered it. And it's all I could think about.
Arkansas was going to win the SEC?
No. So my hot take will be the same this year, but for the Longhorns, Sark will be fired by half the season, if not by the end of the season. We'll have 4 losses. Is this ringing a bell for this year? That's my hot take for this year.
I have no idea what we're talking
Okay.
about.
Well,
Yeah,
Let
we
me
need to
take you
pull up
back.
the receipts.
let me take you back to first week last year, and I'll show you. Let's see.
I don't know what
This
this
is gonna be
is.
good.
Mark fired.
It's Ohio State is overrated, in
Wait,
my opinion.
This is a
wait.
bait switch.
It's not a bait.
Yes.
It is. I can't believe y'all didn't.
It's-
Yeah.
Ohio State is overrated, in my opinion.
Really?
Yes, they're. I mean, every year Ohio State they play 1-2. They play 2 games. They play Penn State and Michigan. Everything
Yeah.
else is just a wash. Now they got a completely different schedule altogether. They've got to travel a whole lot more to a farther distance, back and forth. I think Ohio State is not going to be as good this year. Coach can't make the good decisions. Day is going to be fired. Hot take: Day will be fired mid-season this year.
No way.
Okay.
Mid-season.
I'll take some odds
Mid-season.
on that. I'll take
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, mid-season.
Okay.
So-
I would say
Sorry.
before the end of the season, he will be fired.
I mean,
There's no way. I mean, if you look at their schedule, they just don't have anybody that they would.
okay, we don't have to watch that anymore. Okay.
TJ, you're dumb.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. That is the
I mean, in
hottest
your
of hot
defense,
takes. I was very close.
it
in my
was close
defense.
after the Michigan game. Let's be
I-
real.
I
It was
mean,
very close.
Yeah, and then they turn around and just win the national championship, and so now Sark is going to get fired halfway through the season.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Now
now
it's
it's making
coming
sense.
full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah. You guys asked me before the show. You're like, "What's the hot take?" And I was like, "Well, I remember exactly what I said at the beginning of the year, and it's done nothing but haunt me since we played the Cotton Bowl." So, yeah, that's my hot take. Won't be doing anything like that again. If I do, it'll be just a trash team that doesn't have a shot at making the college football playoffs. Although now pretty much anybody can get in. I haven't even looked. Do y'all know about? Have we adjusted the college football playoffs? I don't think we have.
They're
As far as I know, it's the same, right?
yeah, they haven't.
I think
made any
April is
changes
the
yet.
meeting, right? Sometime in April. So
Yeah,
maybe
usually right after the spring they'll do a meeting to discuss things. But I mean, as of now, I think it's still set as the same. Which, I mean, I feel like it went pretty well. I mean, people complain about those opening round matchups, but I mean, it was still entertaining. I think
Yeah.
8 is the sweet spot.
If they change the seating order, I think it would work. There'd be a lot less complaints just changing the seating order, but
Yeah,
the auto bid order.
that's crazy to think that Ohio State ran through what they had to run through to win that championship, though. So
yeah,
I mean,
and
I kind of went through and watched like a little recap of the playoffs. It was like a 15-minute like recap of kind of how everything came to be, and I was like, dude, you got to give Ohio State props for running through what they did.
Yeah.
You know, going through Tennessee and us, and it's it was a heck of a run from them that I didn't see coming.
I went back probably like every 2 years. I end up going back and watching the 2009 national championship game, and I did it the other day just to hurt myself.
Whenever you're feeling down, you just put that on just to make sure you hit rock bottom.
Sit by a window when it's raining, turn on that game.
I need to make sure I can't hear anything in this. We've been live this whole time and I can't hear a thing. That'd be sweet. Let me just make sure here. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. I was somewhere on a Bluetooth, so that's good.
We're just sitting there.
It's been a great show so far.
Pets' heads are falling off.
I've called myself out for that hot take, and if no one heard it, no one heard it. So, let's talk about coaches real quick. Choice and Gideon are gone. We do have Coach Keena and Chad Scott has taken over for Tashard Choice in the running backs. But
I thought we were going to keep him somehow.
I did too.
It's just everybody kept pulling at him, and like those first couple ones kind of trickled away. And I was like, sweet, we got him locked in, and then lost him. It's one of those he's been on everybody's radar for multiple years now.
Yeah.
We knew this was coming.
Well, and I was watching On Texas 2 days ago, and they were talking about the kid from Alabama, and they said once Choice left, he was off the radar for Texas, and then all of a sudden, Coach Scott called him right back, and
Oh,
he
you're
was
talking
right
about
back on board.
Xavier
Yeah, that kid.
Crowell.
Good Lord, that kid is huge.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Ranked as number 4 in the nation, but that kid, his
Yeah.
tape is crazy.
They said his the size comparison is Nick Chubb, and he's fast.
yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna be real tough to pull him from Alabama. But good Lord, if you can do that,
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do y'all think about the Dwayne Akina thing?
I enjoy it. I mean, I think he's.
Do you enjoy it out of nostalgia, or you think he still got it?
I don't think you're gonna. In my opinion, I don't think you're gonna fill that void with anyone better. At this point, like he knows Texas, like he knows the.
Right
It's
on
just
my face.
raining right on
I know.
his
I'm like
face.
trying to figure out which side to stand on here.
I think he brings. He understands the culture at Texas, and I think he'll fit well. I mean, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
what do you think?
I'm really excited about it, but at the same time, he is 17 years older than he was last time he was here.
Well, he's not playing, so that's good.
True, but I mean, he's a high energy guy. I'm just curious if if the hire's more nostalgic and the excitement's more nostalgic. I mean, he did amazing things at Texas, and I'm curious how well it works out. I'm excited. I think he's obviously his resume is insane.
I think it was the safest hire
Yeah.
at that moment. I mean, like you said, it's a guy that knows the program, knows it in and out, knows the recruiting around here. It's just one of those. I feel like it was the easiest transition type and just a smart, safe hire.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think we probably could have gone out there and maybe given a younger guy a chance at it, but you know what you're going to get with Akina at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And he was obviously successful while I was here. So, I mean, I wasn't over the moon about it by any means, but I was like, it's a solid hire for sure.
Cool to see the older guys get more involved. Like the second he walked in the door, I heard like Quandre Diggs is like spending every day up at the facilities, and
Yeah.
all those guys are like really hyping him up with the young guys that are coming in, like displaying his coaching ability. So we'll see what it produces.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see, like you said, a lot of his former players really rallying around him since he came back on. So that just goes to show that obviously he made a lot of impact on the guys while he was here. So it's cool to, like you said, to see those former players in already at this moment, and seeing him at practice, man, his energy
Yeah.
is just unmatched, for him to be the age he is and running around. I think he was like, I don't know if you saw the one clip, but dude, he was just pouring sweat, just pouring sweat. And I'm like, dude, this guy's trying to get into spring condition too.
It's not even hot yet. Yeah, it's not even close to hot yet. We do have new changes in positions. Biggest one, obviously, is the punter that we received with the big mustache. That's the biggest, change that we had. There's probably not another big position.
Going back to the
available.
Aussies.
Jack Baumeister. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
I think I was looking at it too. I was like,
I don't know. Mustaches.
I'll let you butcher it.
We're gonna
Just
have
nod
to, yeah,
along.
that's fine.
maybe we come up with a
My
nickname for him.
first year. I mean, it
Let's
was
call him Boomhauer.
the first year that I did this. It was Ewers or Ewers.
Ewers.
That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Ewers. Yeah,
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 you were a
yeah.
big
Yeah,
Ewers guy.
yeah. I was an Ewers guy at the beginning. I changed. But no, there are bigger
So
fish to fry. Quarterback Arch Manning, obviously taking over.
Is he gonna be the starter?
Maybe.
man, that-
I believe
room's pretty
Diabell
open.
may be right behind him. They're fighting for the job right now. But that does beg the question, who's staying? Because you got three quarterbacks. You have Trey Owens, who honestly impressed me last spring.
Yeah.
You have Diabell, and you also have
You don't have Diabell.
Not yet.
Diabell's
He's
still
on
in
the
high
roster.
school. No, he's not.
Not yet.
I looked up the
KJ
roster.
Lacey.
There's KJ Lacey, but then Diabell come 2025 or come the season.
No.
Are you sure about this?
Yes.
Searching.
Yes. Unless he leaves high school a full year
I
early.
believe
Hold on,
that
let me
is. Let's look it up.
All right, I'm on the recruiting commits. He is a 2026 commit,
Yeah.
Okay, so
unless he's reclassifying.
well, at the
or
same
something.
time, you're still got Trey Owens and
Lacey should be.
Lacey, but between the two, who's going to be the backup and who's going to go? Okay, we'll just have another random backup there and move on. Do you think Trey leaves? I think it's. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like with Quinn. I mean, even last year, you've got to have a strong number two backup.
Yeah.
And Trey, in my opinion, right now, is that guy as far as knowing Sark's system and all that. I think he would be number two.
I don't think Trey's leaving before this season. I think they're
No.
both going to stay this season, but
Yeah.
I see Trey transferring next year.
I see him transferring next year. Yes.
I definitely see him transferring at some point because he knows that Arch is going to be sitting there for a couple of years. And dude was a high-rated recruit, size-wise. He's everything you want in a quarterback. 6'5", like 230 pounds, huge dude. I think he stays on the roster this year, but I'll agree with Seth. I think coming into, the end of the year, going into spring ball next year, I think you see him transfer out somewhere where he knows he can be a starter.
Yeah. I think he'll be the clear-cut number two this season. He'll be our backup.
I think he feels, Lacey and, Diabell, these guys coming in that are going to be big-time recruits, that there's going to be a lot of open quarterback competition. So I could see him going somewhere where he's a, for sure number one guy.
Mark says terrible hot take. Thank you, Mark. Happy belated birthday. We got Big Joe in the house.
Joe, producer Joe.
Producer Joe, what's up, buddy? Yes, what a view. We are just so everyone's aware, we are at the Michael D. Hello Memorial Golf Tournament, raising funds for pancreatic cancer research. If you would like to donate, you can look in the ticker down below. You can send Venmo there if you ever choose to do so. It'd be much appreciated. But we are out here. I will be swinging the sticks here in an hour and a half. Tee times at 1:30. So,
Nice.
yeah, gonna come away with a trophy again. Hopefully, it's not the last place trophy. But yeah, we got a lot going on out here. It is still raining, unfortunately, but it's supposed to subside here.
Oh, dang, you got a lot busier back there.
Yeah. People are just out on the range now for no reason at all. Keep practicing, boys. I'm gonna stay out of here. One of my teammates, Donnie, is down there in the big red polo. He's not swinging, but just chatting. So that's good news. Save your back, bud.
Just trying to get in their head.
yeah. He's out there talking trash to everybody out there. I do see my former teammate Gina doing the registration. She decided she wanted to sit out this year. Boo, Gina. But yeah, I've got Tyler Newhart going to play with us. He's a softball buddy of mine, and I got my coworker Chase Osborne coming to play. Yeah, going to be a good time. Stop raining, please.
It feels like it's
I honestly see breaks in the clouds, like
It's
coming
lightening
out,
up
so,
for sure.
we'll see. But
Back to quarterbacks. KJ Lacey, I've been hearing surprising news out of him. People keep talking about that he ran a similar style offense in high school already and is really familiar with the Sark system. I'm kind of really excited to see how well he pushes. I know he's a smaller guy, but man, he really seems talented. He's got that Bryce Young build.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think it'd be really fun to see a quarterback that is dual threat in a Sark offense because we haven't really seen it truly. You know, we've had guys that are, I mean, Quinn was obviously capable of getting out of the pocket at times. You know, I'm being really nice with this, by the way, right now.
Dual threat quarterback Quinn Ewers.
But I'm saying he was able to run at times, but I think it's going to be really fun to see a quarterback like, you know, Arch and some of these guys we have coming in with Lacey and Bell that are going to be able to spread and do a lot of RPO type stuff. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see this year with Sark, is seeing more and more of his RPO stuff. Because that's what he's going to be running with Arch out there this year. He's going to give him a lot of options, I feel like, compared to what we saw last year with Quinn. I feel like he's going to give him a lot of opportunities to run and throw the ball. So that's going to be fun to see how it flows this year with Arch at the helm.
Yeah, just somebody who can make something happen when the play's falling apart. It's going to be great.
I mean, I will say, watching the videos, number one of Quinn, he's not hurt anymore. Like, I mean, they show the one
so
throw
pissed
of the
about that.
duck, but everything else was money. Like, even the duck was like, okay, it's not terrible, but I mean, he looks good. Arch to Wingo, there was that throw in practice that I saw looked really good. Like, I'm
Or the Parker
excited.
Livingstone one. Oh, that was
Oh yeah. Well, and that kind of
Full
brings
stride.
up. So you've got Arch coming in, right? Now he's got all these new guys too,
Yep.
coming in. So you've got DeAndre Moore, you've got Wingo changed to number 1. By the way, Wingo and who else changed to number 1? Colin Simmons.
Yep.
Changed to number 1.
Yep.
So we're gonna have some jersey changes this year, but you've got Moore, Wingo, you've got Jamie French coming in, you've got Khalil Lockett, Michael Terry, Parker Livingston, and then a bunch of white dudes down in the bottom of the depth chart. I was like, oh, is this the New England Patriots like farm team? Like, what is going on here?
It's a bunch of Westlake kids.
Sneaky athletic
Yep, that's
guys,
right.
man. 5'8", 160.
Certainly find a Welker in there somewhere. But yeah, there's going to be a lot. Who is hurt? Someone, was it Moore?
Yeah, Moore's sitting out for the spring.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's a toe
So, I mean, Moore, Wingo for sure.
for sure.
And then you're going to have, I mean, that's a lot of receivers again, which, Sark's been very good about that, about spreading out the ball and everything. And we'll know after the first 4 games, once you get to SEC play, we'll know who's really going to be the ones that are going to play the rest of the season. But typically, I mean, I want to say last year we had 6-7 receivers that we used throughout that time frame. The biggest hole, I mean, that's going to be, who do you think is going to be number 3? So you got more Wingo, and then who do you think is going to emerge as that number 3 spot?
I feel like it's a tough call, right? I mean, the talent that's between Khalil Lockett and Jamie French is insane, but all the reports coming out of practices are that Parker Livingstone's killing it right now.
Yeah, I keep hearing that too.
He's listed at 6'4". I did not
Yeah.
realize that. I didn't realize he was that big of a dude, but they're talking about his speed, catch radius, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like he's the odds-on favorite. I don't know.
I'm going Lockett, man. I think he's one of those guys that's going to get in there. I think the minute he starts seeing any action, dude's just explosive when he gets the ball in his hands. So
Yeah.
I could clearly see him getting in number 3, maybe playing inside a little bit more. Playing,
French.
you know,
French
I know.
him
Yeah,
too.
French. Dude, nobody's even talking about why am I blanking on his name? The athlete that came in.
Michael
Oh,
Terry.
the
Michael
athlete.
Terry. Well, he came in as
Right.
an athlete, but they weren't sure where they were going to put him at to
Right.
start. But
Yeah.
now I'm seeing
He's a
practice
freak,
with
too.
him, dude. Freaking 6'3", I think they have him at 222 now.
Yeah.
I'm like, could he even be a guy that, they bulk up another 10 pounds and start putting him at tight end too?
That's
I mean-
where we're at right now is that tight end spot is a huge hole to fill right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And it's a big part of Stark's offense. So we're going to have to figure out. I mean, I was looking at the tight end depth chart and it was just like, oh, like,
I mean, Terry's an ideal candidate, but he's going to be
Yeah.
a true freshman. He's going to be able to fulfill that role completely. I don't know.
yeah, because I mean, when Gunnar came in his first year was just like, okay, like he's there, but and then last year was just unbelievable. But it's going to take a development type of thing, and I think that will be more of a committee type tight end thing that we have. But that's really going to be the thing: is do we move some of these guys that are at wide receiver to that tight end spot and move them that direction?
Yeah.
Which Terry, I think,
Yeah.
would be the best out of that with blocking
got the
wise
best
and
build
everything
for
too.
Yeah.
But that it's fun to be at this point in the game and just kind of speculate of what ifs, all that. I mean, you've got Baxter, you've got Gibson, Wisner. So I mean,
Yeah.
you've got a solid
Dude, can we please get these people to stop calling him Wisner?
Wisner.
Wisner.
Yeah.
It bothers me so
Yeah.
much.
Well,
Wisner.
and then it's Quinn Travion or Trey. Like
Yeah.
so, and I guess he wants Quinn Travion, and his mom wants Trey. Is that what it is?
No,
I
it was
think
reverse.
it's
Yeah,
reverse.
he's vice
Yeah.
versa, yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
named him Quintravion.
Well, then I'll follow Mama until yeah. So
Yeah, running back is going to be interesting. I mean, I do think it's going to be another running back by committee type year, but I'm extremely excited to see Baxter again because one of our main complaints with him his freshman year was obviously the dude was fully capable of being the number one guy, but he lacked vision and patience at times. And usually when guys go through an injury like he went through, you sit there and watch film over and over. You're sitting there in practice, so your IQ of the game is going to be skyrocketed after something like this. So I think
Yeah.
him sitting out this year, I think we're going to see a different version of him that we didn't see his freshman year. I think we're going to see a lot more patience out of him and hitting the holes when he needs to. Because I know our main complaint with him was it's like he got tunnel vision where
Yeah.
he was just he had a way he was going to run, and that was it. He never really had any cuts like we saw with Wisner do so well last year. So I'm extremely excited for Baxter coming in. I think they'll ease him into it that first game of the year, but we have that stretch where we're playing some mediocre opponents. I would say I'll be nice and say mediocre opponents where he's going to have some time to get his feet wet before SEC ball starts.
I'm gonna be honest, like Brooks is the one that makes me worried the most now, like because of his ACL injury going to the
It's
NFL
tough, man.
happening
Feel for
again.
him.
Baxter's like I just have that. Please do not
Yeah,
tear
it's
that
always a
thing
fr-
again because you got Overshown did the same thing.
Which brings me to my next point.
Oh boy.
Christian Clark, breakout player of the year.
Oh.
Christian Clark's gonna have a great year,
Okay.
dude. I
Hot take.
think
like
he's a sleeper, man. He's got a lot of good ability. I feel like he's a better Baxter's got more of put your head down, run through your chest kind of guy, and Christian Clark's got a lot more jump cut, dude. He's got Saquon Barkley thighs. I really want him to have a good season. We'll see. He's coming back off of the Achilles, but he's already in practice in spring. He's doing full cut drills and everything.
Yep.
So we'll see.
I've got one that I need to be off the team. We can't find a kicker.
Oh, I was about to say.
We can't find any kicker. What's up, buddy? How we doing? It's absurd that it's absurd that we can't get somebody that we can feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Kicking.
Dude, I remember
The
hearing
old
about
shaggy
that.
dog.
Bro, how we doing?
I remember
Got
hearing
teammate
about that.
Tyler.
Like, what was that? December, I think it was December when we were like, wait, he's coming back next year? You kidding me? That was like gut wrenching to see that he was coming back. I feel like it was late in the season that we figured that out.
I mean, I hope he makes this year
But,
words.
yeah, I hope he does too, man, because he really did do well, pretty well those first couple of years. He was a decent, like 75% accuracy. But, dude, last year, that was just, the fact that we were holding our breath over extra points at the end of the year, just, it's tough, man.
Do you remember all the hate that Sark got for like that last kick or whatever? And what game was that? Where Sark's like holding him by the shoulders and everything.
Oh yeah,
all
that
Arizona
was
State
the
game.
Arizona State game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that may have been the SC championship.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. He missed kicks.
I don't know which miss are we talking about here? I mean, look, I get it, but ever since his family cut in front of us at the Red River Shootout, it's just
That's when
been
we
like,
knew.
Hey, yeah, that's when I was
That's
like,
when
no,
we
way,
knew.
no,
No respect.
no. Hopefully, he turns it around. I mean, literally, all you have to do is figure out how to kick a football.
Just put it through the
Just
post, man.
practice
Come on.
all off season. That's all we got to do here. Make the goalpost smaller, aim small, miss small here. Okay. A little, what was that movie? God, Mel Gibson, The Patriot.
Patriot.
Aim small, miss small. There we go.
What do y'all think about the with the defense? Obviously, losing Jade's, massive. Makuba, massive loss as well. Few question marks in the secondary for sure. I feel like defensive line, man, especially with Sark going in there and plugging the middle of the defensive line with some transfers. I know Shaw coming in. I've been hearing good things about him. Him being, I think, like 6'3", like 320 or something like that. So, I mean, obviously we've lost some interior guys too. Some guys coming in, but obviously this is Michael Taft's defense with Anthony Hill, and it's going to be fun to watch, but there are some gaps in the secondary that I feel like is a little bit of a question mark going into the year.
I've always felt that. I mean, my thing is right now, especially at this point in the game, is Sark has. I mean, look what he did in the last 4 years. He's done nothing but develop better and better talent, and I have no doubt that he will do the same thing again. That's why we have him in this position. It's why we extended his contract. The talent that we still have. I mean, you've got Gilbo, you've got Kobe Black. You've got Muhammad, you've got Taff. Like, we still have plenty of veterans to be able to help develop the other guys. And
There's
it's
so much talent.
it's unreal. Like, you start looking, you're like, who do we lose and who's staying? It's like, oh, we lost a lot, but we kept a lot. And then also, like, we didn't know about these guys a year ago. Like that's Gunnar Helm. Like 2 years ago, it was like, okay, he's a tight end. Now it's like he's Jason Witten to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
People it's like we've almost forgotten about Derek Williams.
Yep.
Like, yeah, he's recovering, but dude, that guy's a freak.
Yeah.
Jelani McDonald, he
Plus
showed
that
off
McDonald.
a lot of talent. He's gonna get a lot more run this year.
Yeah. The good thing is you look at a lot of these guys did get reps last year and got a lot of time in. So, I mean, we lost a lot of guys, but, seeing, if you go on like the line, guys like Trey Moore coming back, I feel like that second half of the season, he really kind of turned it on.
Yeah.
And kind of really showed what he was capable of, kind of what we expected at the start of the year.
They're talking about him
So-
getting pushed off the line and back to a linebacker role.
That's what I've been hearing too.
Yeah.
Is they may push him more into that edge, into linebacker role, which would be interesting to see with him. I mean, I feel like he's got the speed for it for sure. But man, I'm super stoked for this defense with Ethan Burke getting some more looks. I feel like he's a guy that could be breakout this year. But Colin Simmons and Anthony Hill, man, those are the guys that were poached this offseason to try to get pulled out of here.
Yeah.
And seeing those two guys together, I know late in the year we lined them two up on either side, and that speed is just ridiculous around the outside with both of those guys. So I'm extremely excited for the defensive line this year. I think we're going to have a stout line.
And even when they're out, but you're talking about Ethan Burke coming back again this year to fill that role when they're not in. Yeah, it's gonna be.
How are we going to fill Bill Norton's position? More jersey than
The
position.
wall of Bill. Yeah, I was about to say there's got to be a defensive line that's taking on.
Yeah.
What was he? 15.
15, yeah.
15.
There's got to be somebody on there that's taking in that number.
Side note, I will be buying a Ewers jersey if he goes to the Cowboys. It's my first immediate purchase.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've purchased a Cowboys jersey. So I think I went back to like buying retired players jerseys just because I'm so sick of the Cowboys right now. But yes, any Cowboy or any Longhorn that gets drafted this year by the Cowboys, I'm just buying their jersey. Like, so, and if it's not them, then it's Overshown, and then I'll get a new one soon. But I'm really hoping Quinn gets picked.
Is he being projected there? I know I've seen a lot of Chargers
He
talk.
went to go meet with them. He had a meeting this week with them. So I don't know. It's kind of one of those, like, I just give up hope with. I mean, the thing is, Cowboys always draft well. They just don't manage their team well in any other aspect of football, coach it, do anything like that. So, ironically enough, the kicker that they found. That, I mean, that's the one aspect, you know, they actually have a field goal kicker that is actually good, but everything else is trash. So, yeah, I don't know.
I hope he gets in a good situation. You know, I think he could do well in the NFL for sure, but it's going to be who gets him, you know, because we've seen so many quarterbacks just go into bad situations where it really sets them up for failure. So he's really going to have to go in somewhere where they have an established starter already, and he can sit there, learn for a couple of years the system before he gets thrown into something. Because I feel like that's a mistake you see with a lot of these young guys. They just get thrown to the fire in the NFL now.
Well, and they talk about that all the time.
Then they don't. Then after 5 games, when they don't get it, they're already talking about switching out quarterbacks. So there's no patience in the NFL now with building anybody.
Yep.
Side note, real quick, they have Justice Terry currently listed as number 15.
Really?
The freshman big man.
Plug and play?
So there's your replacement for the
Okay,
wall,
fine.
the wall in the middle.
Okay, fine.
As of now, that they have him listed as number 15.
We did just have what was his name? Old Nicholas Robinson for O-line.
Yeah.
He just committed on that. We have so much to talk about. We're going to have to do another podcast because we're about to have to cut this one short here. Daddy's got to go warm up.
But I feel like we're reloading on offensive line this year, like the way we did for Kelvin Banks' class, and we just like best offensive line class we've signed in forever. And getting Nick Robinson, then we also are projected to get Ojimo or Ojo. Yeah, Ojo, who's a 5-star, and Turntime, who's like 4-star plus, and our O-line class can be really great this coming year.
Sark's always been good about that though. Like he's always been about like getting the guys for long term and build. Like he develops in the high school level.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what's been really big to help us is he's been able to develop that direction more in high school than even once before they get here. So I'm not really worried about O-line as much just because he's always been able to reload that. It's just that D-line, there's probably going to be a couple holes there that we're going to have to see who steps up.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it the freshmen that are going to step up, or those couple of transfers that we had come in from North Carolina and stuff like that? So that would be interesting to see kind of who steps up, because I don't know, man. It's another season where I'm super optimistic going into the season because I feel like there's a lot of bright spots on this team, and there is, as of right now, what I'm seeing, there's really not a lot of weaknesses. I feel like there's going to be a few areas that might be some growing pains, but the talent level we're going to have on this team, I think, is going to be even exceeding what we had this last year with some of the freshmen that are coming in. So, super optimistic again, which is fun, because it's legit.
Sure.
I was optimistic every year.
When are we not optimistic?
I know.
But I feel like it's legit now with the optimism. So,
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to see how everything plays out through the spring ball. Though.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen results. Like, and we're not even like, Ohio State won the championship, but they were disaster. Like, their whole fan base was just like fire our coach the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
Like we're not in that position at all. Like, and that's where, yes, it's optimism, but again, we go back to that's what the culture that, has been built here. And I just don't see it ending anytime soon. Like it's just one of those things that we actually have something going here and everybody knows it. Like, and that's why we are the most hated team in college football, college baseball right now.
I don't agree with that.
Like what?
But
Who's the most hated team?
like Josh Pate's whole like most hated teams in the country, I don't think Texas.
I don't
is the
pay
most
attention to
hated
Josh Pate, number one.
team. It was a big viral thing on Twitter. That's why I thought you called it out.
But it is like
He called Texas
it's
the most
true.
hated
Though.
Who
team.
do you
Like,
think's
we
the
are.
most hated?
Who else?
I think Texas, the brand for sure. is the
Ohio
most-
State right now.
No. Like
I do think they are hated, but I think Texas is just another level.
now I do feel like because we're so far south, like we don't understand a little bit of the hate up north, but overall, there's a lot of Texas haters. A lot.
Yeah. But I mean, across the country, I don't think Texas is registering as the number one hated program. Right
Okay.
now. I
Let's
think
do this.
Georgia still is.
Who hates us? Texas Tech, Bay, like the entire state of Texas, besides
Yeah,
Texas
our-
fans.
yeah.
Okay, Alabama,
The whole
Arkansas, the
SEC.
entire state of Arkansas hates us. Tennessee hates us. LSU, iffy. I mean, they hate everybody. Like, but you start going down the line. Iowa State, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Like statewise,
Who
if we're
doesn't
doing
hate Georgia?
if we're doing presidential maps,
Who doesn't hate Georgia?
Well, who doesn't hate Georgia?
Who doesn't hate Georgia?
For the last 4 or 5 years, sure.
yeah, that's what I'm talking
But that will go away. I don't care. Like you got to understand.
Perennial.
5-6 years ago, everyone still hates us. Like they hate the fact that Texas gets the limelight. They hate.
because they ain't us.
That's what I'm trying to say though. Georgia 5 years ago, before Kirby Smart, no one gave a rat's ass about Georgia. They could care less. So I just really think it doesn't matter. Like, and part of the problem is, and I'll say this if no one said it, can confirm everyone hates us. Okay, that's from the north. Thanks, Joe. Live reporting. It is confirmed.
Let me stop.
Coming to you live.
It's where was my point going? Dang it! What was I just
Saying
saying?
it, Joe.
Producer Joe.
Most hated long
confirmed,
term.
most hated long term. It's because the Longhorn fans, we have the exact same fan base as Cowboys fans. It's the same reason people hate Cowboys fans. And you don't
yeah.
see, you watch that face. I'm both, and I know that we're both those types of fans. I literally am a Cowboys fan and a Longhorn fan. I know we have the same trash fan base. There's that one little group. That's that one little group. I'm just saying. Look I call it how it is. Everyone knows what we're talking about. The majority of Longhorn fans are
Yeah.
great, but there's that little crew
We saw
that's
him
either
there at the end of the year.
at
Good
yeah
grief.
at the games. So the social media warriors are the worst. Texas has the worst social media warriors. Like it just is what it is. It's a small group, but like it is what it is. Like in that small group, same with Cowboys fans. Cowboys fans aren't all. Yes, we're like this is our year. Every fan base says that though, but that's the nostalgia the Cowboys fans get. It's the same thing with the Longhorns. This is going to be our year. We get disappointed just like every other team. Every other team thinks that too. But we have a legitimate like gripe of like this is our year. Like for the last 5 years or 4 years.
I think we're going to see another level of hate this year with
Oh, yeah.
Arch
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
ramping up.
Just having Arch at the helm, whoever he went to, even if it wasn't Texas, that team was going to get a lot of hate because I just feel like managers have a lot of hate,
Oh yeah.
and people don't like the attention that he's gotten already. So I feel like the hate level is going to bump up a notch because everybody's going to be watching Arch this year.
Yeah, for sure. People are gonna get exhausted on the Arch hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Like it's I was exhausted last year.
Yeah.
Zach. Okay. I think we need to wrap this one up. We do have tea time coming up. But we will do I'm down to do another one. Like,
Yeah,
we've
we can
got-
get one after the practice.
we gotta get a
There's
couple
nothing to talk
before.
about, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Who said that? I did not say that. I mean, we didn't even touch on baseball.
I thought it would die down pretty quick. I thought we'd skim over this, but there's a good amount.
Oh yeah, I started looking last night, and I was like, "Oh my, how am I supposed to jam all this into like 45 minutes?" But we did a lot of talking, but I mean, we didn't even touch baseball.
Texas is dominating the SEC right now.
Women's basketball moved on.
Swimming and
Track
diving,
on
natty.
field.
Yeah, like
swimming,
it's
diving.
it's crazy where we're at right now. Softball, baseball.
Dude, Texas has come into this SEC and they've done well across the board.
I'll say it's amazing what NIL money will do. I'll say it. And then A&M all of a sudden been touting this whole, oh yeah, we have the most money. Oh well, that surpassed this year also. So you don't even have that to hang your hat on anymore. So with that being said, I'm going to go hit the range. Last thing, we are here raising money for pancreatic cancer research. If you do feel so inclined, there is a Venmo down below. It's Michael D. Hello Foundation for Venmo. Send whatever you want. Send $5, send $5,000, whatever you would like. It's all appreciated, and it will be going to a great cause. Thank you guys all for joining us in this nice spring, drizzly, about to be very sunny and muggy day. But thank you guys for joining us. Look at that view. I'm
I know,
about to
man.
be,
I
I'm
was
about to
blocking
be
it the
right
whole
over there.
time.
I know. You need to go. But I appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the flip side. Hook 'em horns, boys.
Welcome.